Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group T. Today we want to present our research about linguistic science at Ismail Marzuki Park. Before we started, we want to introduce ourselves first. My name is Priscilla Septianti.
My name is Naswa Salsabila Febriani.
My name is Christine Dwi Kada Sisipayung.
Let's get started.
The objectives of this research are 1. To analyze the speech acts within public signage at Ismail Marzuki Park in Jakarta. 2. To explore the semantic meanings, denotation, connotation, myth embedded in these signs. 3. To identify the sources top-down versus bottom-up of these signs and their social-cultural implications. Sample number 1. Awas kaca, caution watch out the glass. A. Pragmatics. The sign serves as a directive speech aid alerting people or others in the vicinity to the possible dangers of glass objects like windows, door, and the like, which may be dangerous if not recognized. From a practical standpoint, this sign represents societal principles such as responsibility and safety in a shared environment. This placard underlines the need to always be watchful in public places. Overall, the symbol fosters the formation of a culture of awareness and concern.
Semiotic 1. Denotation. At the denotative level, the signage serves as a warning sign. It features a black exclamation point in a yellow equilateral triangle with a black outline with bold text in both Indonesian and English. The visual components such as text "Awas kaca, caution, watch out the glass" indicate a universal and direct message to warn individuals to take care and avoid injury. 2. Connotation. The connotation extends beyond the literal meaning to convey different implications. A. Connotory nature. Caution implies a warning about potential danger, and watch out serves as an urgent alert directing attention to immediate threat. B. Contextual use. The parse is often used in a setting where safety is paramount, such as workplace, home, or public space. The parse is typically communicated through sign or verbal alert, emphasizing the need for individuals to modify their behavior either by walking carefully or avoiding certain area altogether. C. Comparative term. Watch if differ from watch out, while watch it might imply that someone should be mindful or of their action potentially causing harm. Watch out focus on external danger that could affect anyone nearby. 3. Myth. The myth of caution, watch out the glass in open space frequently stems from a misconception of the properties and behavior of glass, especially with respect to its sheer delicacy and the peril related with it. A. Misconception about the glass property. It's popular misconception that glass might become unsafe to deform since it's a liquid that flows slowly over time. The misunderstanding that older glass windows are thicker at the bottom because they are flowed downward in the search of this idea. B. Superstition and cultural belief. Superstition about glass breaking might also contribute to the caution around it. For example, because mirrors are thought to reflect the soul, smashing one is commonly linked to the 7 years of bad luck. C. Safety concern. When glass breaks, there are actually safety dangers involved. People may be cautious of glass installation in public space due to the possibility of being hurt by sharp fragments. Regulation pertaining the use of tempered or laminated glass in settings where safety is of the utmost importance have been established as a result of the regime concerned. The psychological factor. Psychological factor may also contribute to glass phobia. Individuals may have been taught from an early age to link certain glass to danger, despite the fact that the risk may not be as great as thought.
C. Linguistic landscape. Authorities created this top-down sign with specific goals in mind. It serves practical function. As a warning, the sign says "Awas kaca." Caution, watch out for the glass. It warns people that there may be glass nearby, which could be breakable or that you may have run into it. It symbolizes a shared awareness of care and safety. The sign has a warning symbol in black text on a yellow background. Jakarta's role as the capital is reflected in the usage of English and Bahasa Indonesia. With a capitalized word in the top row, Bahasa Indonesia highlights its significance as the language of the region. For foreign visitors, however, the English language can be helpful.
Sample number 2, dilarang menyimpan barang apapun di depan pintu darurat. Do not put any items in front of the emergency door. The sign functions as a directive speech act, giving a warning or prohibition to individuals or groups of people not to store or put any items in front of the emergency door, so that in the event of an emergency, evacuation can be carried out without any obstacles. In the pragmatic perspective, this sign emphasizes the culture of awareness, responsibility, and also safety in the shared environment.
Semiotic. 1. Detonation. The full guidance emphasizes the importance of keeping the area in front of an exit clear of obstruction. This is important for safety reasons, as it helps ensure that people can access the exit quickly and easily in event of an emergency. It features a red background, a crossed-out icon of language, and the text that reads dilarang menyimpan barang apapun di depan pintu darurat. Do not put any items in front of the emergency door. 2. Connotation. The signage reflects the critical importance of keeping emergency exit unobstructed to ensure swift and safe evacuation during the emergency. The following connotation emerge. A. Safety first. The directive emphasizes the need for safety, reminding people that blocking exit can lead to dangerous situations that prevent people from escaping quickly in an emergency. B. Legal compliance. Many building and safety regulations require that escape route be kept clear to meet fire safety standards. C. Awareness and responsibility. This warning encourages people to take responsibility for their surroundings. Then B. Promoting a culture of public safety awareness. 3. Myth. The myth reflects the ideal of critical safety concern. A. Obstruction risk. Regardless of size or weight, it is a commonly recognized safety rule that objects should never be positioned directly in front of emergency exit. This is important since having rapid access to this exit might be essential for survival in the case of an emergency such as fire. B. Fire door functionality. In order to provide vital time for evacuation during a fire, fire doors are made to serve as barrier against smoke and flame. C. Legal and safety regulation. Emergency exit and fire doors must always be clear according to several safety standards. This involves making sure that objects like furniture don't impede this exit because doing so might break safety regulation and endanger life.
C. Linguistic landscape. The library administration designed this top-down sign to ensure safety. Visitors are visually informed by this notice not to put items in front of the emergency door. To make it visible from a distance, The sign displayed an orange background and a bag symbol. All visitors are able to understand the sign with ease. English and Bahasa Indonesia were the two languages in which it was delivered. Bahasa Indonesia is the primary language spoken, as shown by the bolded Indonesian terms in the top row. English writing is meant for better understanding among a wide range of visitors.
Sample number 3. Hati-hati lantai licin. Caution wet floor. A. Pragmatics. The sign warns people to be careful when walking or treading on wet floor. This helps to avoid slips and falls on wet and slippery flooring. This sign gives crucial safety information. In the pragmatics perspective, this sign promotes the development of a culture of awareness in public settings.
Semiotic. 1. Denotation. The notation of caution wet floor is primarily meant to warn people about the possibility of significant injury from sliding on that surface. Business may drastically lower the chance of accident by putting this warning in high-risk location. It features an icon of person sleeping, colored red with yellow background, and supported by words "caution wet floor" in bold text. 2. Connotation. The phrase "caution wet floor" carries specific connotation that extend beyond its literal meaning. The following connotation emerge. A. Safety warning. The terms alert people immediately to the possibility of slipping and falling due to the damp floor. It is used as a preventive step to avoid mishap. B. Heightened awareness. The placard encourages people to pay closer attention to their surroundings. It promotes prudence by encouraging people awareness of their footing and movement in potentially dangerous situations. C. Translation issue. Confusion may occasionally result from translating caution wet floor into various languages. For example, it is translated as 小心地滑 in Chinese, which literally translates to carefully slip, illustrating how translation may change the meaning of the original text and cause misconception about the caution being urged. 3. Myth. There are several myths surrounding its effectiveness and implication. A. The sign alone prevents accident. Although the sign acts as a warning, there is still a chance of slipping. Regardless of warnings, factors like inadequate cleaning or poor maintenance might still result in accident. B. All wet floors are clearly marked. These signs are not always used by establishments, particularly when spills occur unexpectedly. When people are unaware of concealed risks, this inconsistency can cause confusion and mishap. The sign exempts owner from liability. A caution level sign can aid in legal defense, but it does not release property owner from all liability. They still have to make sure the place is secure and sign is used correctly. Signs are only necessary for mud floor. Rain or spill from patron are only two of the many circumstances that may cause wet floor. Signs should thus be used not only after cleaning but in any circumstance when slippage may occur.
C. Linguistics landscape. Authorities purposefully designed this top-down sign to warn people about the wet floors, which might cause falls. The sign features a red person symbol on a yellow background with black text, usually found when the floor is wet, in areas when it is raining or being cleaned up. It serves as a crucial safety alert. Its caution can be seen by the use of straightforward language. It is written in short and easy to read English.
Sample number 4. Hati-hati saat membuka pintu. Be careful when opening the door. A. Pragmatics. Design functions as a directive speech act, commemorating or suggesting people or others around to be careful when opening the door to prevent accidents that might happen due to accidents such as being pinched, bumping heads, or causing accidents for people on the other side of the door. In a pragmatic perspective, design reflects cultural value about the importance of safety and collective responsibility.
Semiotic 1. Denotation. The notation of this part is a simple directive to proceed cautiously when opening a door. It suggests that something potentially hazardous or unexpected may be on the other side of the door. It shows a stick figure opening the door forcefully, while another person on the other side is about to be hit in the face, and text that reads hati-hati saat membuka pintu, be careful when opening the door. 2. Connotation. The phrase be careful when opening the door carries a specific set of connotation that can vary depending on context. A. Physical safety. This part would highlight awareness of potential hazard like sharp object, wild animals, or other dangers in situations where cyclist safety could be in jeopardy. B. Emotional well-being. When applied to more emotional situations, such as handling delicate information or private affair, it might imply being emotionally and physically aware of the future. C. Social ethic. Saying be careful before entering a room might be seen as demonstrating regard for those who may already be involved in activities that are in social situations, particularly formal ones. 3. Myth. A. Generalization. The myth frequently goes beyond its intended purpose and causes widespread worry or terror when it comes to opening doors. A culture of distrust and caution that may not always be justified may result from this. B. Cycling safety. The term has been used to emphasize the significance of paying attention to cyclists when opening automobile door in conversation about cycling safety, especially in the Netherlands.
C. Linguistic landscape. This is a top-down sign created by the authorities to alert individuals to be careful when opening the doors. You might hurt other people who bump into the door. This warning is essential for preventing accidents, such as injuries caused by the door opening unexpectedly. The sign is written in white words on the orange background with people bumping into the door icon. There are two languages, Bahasa Indonesia and English. Since this is located in Jakarta, as a big city, Jakarta is visited by many foreigners. Using English sign can help foreigners. The Indonesian word is written in bold in the top row as the major language used.
Example number 5. Ruang kerja bersama 01, ruang terbatas hanya untuk staf, jangan masuk tanpa izin. Coworking space number 1, confined space staff only, do not enter without permit. A. Pragmatic design serves to restrict access by stating that the space is for staff only and that others are not permitted to enter without permission. It also helps to prevent distractions, raises awareness of the rules by reminding people that there is a police to follow, and regulates behavior by clearly stating who is allowed to enter and who is not. All of these actions emphasize a culture of compliance, responsibility, and safety in the shared work environment.
Semiotic 1. Denotation. The phrase denotes a specific area within a co-working environment that is restricted to authorized personnel only. It shows a sign in Indonesian and English with white background. The sign includes logo for Taman Ismail Marzuki, Jakpro, and the Jakarta government, and text that reads ruang kerja bersama 1. Ruang terbatas hanya untuk staff. Jangan masuk tanpa izin. Coworking space 1. Confined space staff only. Do not enter without permit. 2. Connotation. The term has particularly meaning that capture the essence of coworking space as well as the effect of access restriction. A. Exclusivity and control. The power staff only conveys a sense of exclusivity, implying that only authorized workers are permitted access to this specific location. This might suggest a regulation setting with restricted area to maintain privacy or security. B. Security and compliance. Do not enter without permit serve as a reminder of a security procedure. This implies that there are restrictions on who may enter the area, which can be because of the presence of sensitive data or equipment. C. Professional environment. In contrast to the generally relaxed and cooperative environment seen in coworking space, the use of formal terminology, confined space, do not enter, suggests a serious tone. This contrast implies how certain aspects of flexible work settings still call for professionalism and respect to established procedures. D. Physical boundaries. The past confined space can also refer to restriction on how people can move around the workspace. This could suggest that the coworking space needs structure and organization with particular space set aside from team or particular use. 3. Myth. The myths surrounding the past often stem from misunderstanding about security protocol and access control with coworking environment. A. Misinterpretation of the measure. This a degree of exclusivity and constraints that might not be true given the openness that coworking space are known for. Although security is a top concern, most coworking space try to strike a balance between member and visitor accessibility and safety. B. Confined space versus open collaboration. Many people think that this limits the networking and cooperation possibility that coworking space are known for. In actuality, common space are often accessible to all members and their visitor, even to some places such as private office or meeting rooms may be prohibited. Interaction and community development are encouraged by this design, which is key to the coworking philosophy.
C. Linguistics landscape. This is a bottom-up sign made by private companies or people that inform visitors about this area. The purpose of this sign is to provide safety and security in the workplace. It draws line between sections that are open to the public and those that are exclusively accessible by employees. This is crucial for keeping things organized and safeguarding data or equipment. English and Bahasa Indonesia are the two languages used there. Since it is located in the library, it can be visited by many foreigners. Therefore, this existence of English signs is needed to help them get the information about the rules in the library. D. This study highlights how important linguistic landscape are in metropolitan settings like Jakarta. By expressing regional values and stories, well-designed signage not only improves cultural involvement, but also fortifies community identity. The way public places are viewed and experienced may be greatly impacted by the careful study of linguistic cues as cities continue to change. Ismail Marzuki Park's continuous construction and restoration over a change to delve further into this subject and guarantee that the park will continue to be a hub of creative expression and cultural diversity in Jakarta for many years to come. Ismail Marzuki Park can continue to stimulate innovation and serve as a showcase for Jakarta's vibrant cultural scene by creating an atmosphere where language and art converge. That's all from us. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.